What's going on, everybody? Adrian here. Welcome back to the channel, and let's start things off by getting straight to it. Happy 6th anniversary Guild Wars 2. 28th of August is the game's 6th anniversary, released in 2012. And you guys know I play Guild Wars 2 a lot, and this is one of my favorite MMORPGs ever. To celebrate the 6th anniversary, ArenaNet are giving away a bunch of free stuff in the gem store. And if you log in right now, you can claim a customer appreciation package, which contains a Black Lion chest and a Black Lion chest key. In addition to that, you can also claim a free novelty selection box. And within it, you'll find things like a musical harp or other fun little toys like kites that you can use out in the landscape outside of combat to, just have fun and mess around with. And to that end, Guild Wars 2 has also added a brand new feature, the novelty section of the wardrobe, which stores and categorizes all your novelty items from chairs to musical instruments. And you also have a new space right under your mount on your UI where you can instantly get access to all this stuff that you place in there. So outside of combat, you can easily get on your chair or pull out a musical instrument. So this is really cool for those of you that like RPing or doing stuff like this out on the landscape. Couple of new things in the store too, like the Emblazoned dragon throne, which I just had to buy because it looks pretty sick and it's really cool. You gotta have one of those. And really, it's a good time to be a Guild Wars 2 player. As I'm sitting here recording this, Guild Wars 2 are preparing to go live with their anniversary stream. And if you want to watch that, I'll put a link to that Twitch stream in the description box below. So I highly recommend go checking it out. On top of that, Guild Wars 2 put out a video talking about the game in general and their plans moving forward for the game and the next episode of the Living World Season 4, Episode 4. And from the sounds of it, they've got some pretty big plans lined up for the next episode, and I'm really looking forward to this new feature that they have where players will get their own instanced area where they can build and bring NPCs to it. So there's sort of like a mini town growth mechanic where you see that progress as you play through more episodes and finish up the season, which is kind of exciting because I like it when ArenaNet and Guild Wars 2 really push the boundaries of their game and introduce new systems and concepts like this to keep things interesting and refreshing moving forward. So while that is all the news coming out of ArenaNet for the 6th anniversary, I thought I'd go ahead and chip in and share my thoughts about Guild Wars 2 at this point, having been a player since 2014 when I bought the game, but only really started playing heavily for my review at the start of 2017. I'm going to share things that I really like about Guild Wars 2, and maybe you can share yours in the comments section below as well. So first up, Guild Wars 2 is a really high quality game all around. Everything from systems and mechanics like the combat, to the design of the world, the story instances, the boss fights, the festivals, the world events. They're all designed really well, and what it all boils down to is just a fun factor, and it's really fun for me as a casual player. And I've got friends that are also pretty hardcore, and Guild Wars 2 really offers something for everybody. I love that it's casual when I want it to be casual, if I'm taking a break or if I'm reviewing another game, playing another game. For instance, I'm playing World of Warcraft right now, reviewing the Battle for Azreck expansion, but as soon as a new episode comes out, I know that I can jump back in and continue my Guild Wars 2 journey pretty seamlessly. I do love the world building, and the stories that I've experienced over the past few years. And sure, I have seen this comment a lot whereby players state that, the core game or the vanilla game's personal stories are kind of boring and it does take a while to build, and unfortunately that is the case, especially for me, having played my human character. I've got multiple human characters and I've gone through the story a couple of times now. I do see that a lot. But as with any good game, it builds over time in the quality of the dialogue and the writing and the type of characters that they bring through the narrative have all improved over time. And right now, I'd be lying if I said that I didn't care or are not interested in some of the main character story arcs, because I am, and that's the effect that good writing for the story can do to you. And the Living World seasons leading up to the Heart of Thorns expansion and then the Path of Fire expansion that got released last year have all been pretty freaking awesome. I said this at the top of the video too, I'm really impressed with the way ArenaNet tries to improve the game with various systems, and the mount system is a great example of that. I mean, 2 years ago, nobody would have sat here and thought, you know what, Guild Wars 2 would come out with a pretty good mount system, and I think the players, even if a mount system came out, players wouldn't want it, it wouldn't feel great, especially not in Guild Wars 2, when moving around the world is actually really easy. And then mounts came out anyway, and to be honest, I said this in my Path of Fire review too, the mount system in this game game is just unlike anything I've ever played in any MMO. It just feels fluid and smooth, and the mounts aren't throwaway too. They all feel unique with individual abilities that are very situational, so you'll always find uses for them on the landscape and in some content too. From a community perspective, I've got nothing but good things to say about the Guild Wars 2 community, especially through my experience, because as I've said many times in videos and streams, your experience with the community is going to be very subjective to you. And in my experiences here in Guild Wars 2, I've had nothing but great times with the players that I've played with. From the guilds that I've joined, to the pug groups with commanders that are very patient and willing to teach. And just the player base as a whole, a large majority of them will give you their shirts off their back in terms of welcoming new players in. And we saw that earlier this year with the Welcome to Guild Wars 2 campaign, which was absolutely brilliant. And then there's the PvP content, which I really enjoy in Guild Wars 2, more so than in any other MMORPGs, I have to say. For starters, the structured PvP, or Arena Battlegrounds as it's known generally, are great fun for me, and I suspect a large majority of players will feel the same way too, because it is balanced and it puts everybody on equal footing, and then it's just down to your understanding of the class, the builds that you have, are you playing the meta correctly, understanding of the map and objectives, and it becomes a really fun thing. And you don't have to worry about the whole, oh, I gotta grind for PvE gear to be effective in PvP. You get none of that. Some days you wake up in the morning or evening or come back from work and just feel like, yeah, I'm just gonna hop on PvP and do some stuff. I don't want to care about anything else. I don't care about grinds. I don't want to care about, you know, doing the chore bullshit stuff on an MMO. And I just want to jump into PvP and have some fun. And Guild Wars 2 has always offered me that avenue whenever I feel a little bit competitive. World versus World is also a great mode for me because I do love those big zerky fights, and being able to jump in and do a little bit of that and have some fun and come out, it's always a great thing. And lastly, I can't not talk about the value proposition for players, especially for someone like myself who moves around a lot and comes back a lot. Guild Wars 2 being a buy-to-play game, having purchased the base game and the expansions, coming back to it and not requiring a subscription fee is a big deal for not only myself, but I suspect, again, a lot of players out there. The offset of that is that Guild Wars 2 will try to make money elsewhere, like the in-game cash up, which sells you a bunch of cosmetics and other in-game services. But it's really unobtrusive unless you really want to actively participate in the Fashion Wars 2 thing going on, which is the community's way of affectionately calling the game, you know, people spend money on cosmetics to look good, and that's the majority of the stuff you'll find in the cash shop. Now, again, back to the point, this game has almost become like a free-to-play game in a way because you spent the money a long time ago, at least in my case, I did. So every time I come back and there's a new Living World season episode out and I get to play it for free and come back again for free, it just feels great, and it definitely feels rewarding because when you round up the things that I've said prior to this, you know, for me enjoying the story to being able to choose my grinds or just picking the content that I want to do and go roll with it, having that set of options on a game that doesn't charge you monthly is a great deal for me. But just because it's Guild Wars 2's anniversary, that's not to say the game doesn't have problems and issues that we shouldn't talk about. Yeah, I think we should. I think every MMORPG still has ongoing issues, Guild Wars 2 included, and can definitely improve in the future. For Guild Wars 2, people will definitely always talk about their content schedule for releasing stuff and, you know, just how long people wait in between content period. They are working on it because, as they've said last year prior to the expansion, they've got multiple teams working on multiple projects now, so that means we should see a steady stream and flow of content, in addition to all the improvements coming soon, like the big changes to how World vs. World will work, and a bunch more. And I'm not just saying this because I'm an ArenaNet partner, but I do trust the developers to do right by their players, because having been a part of this community for quite some time now, I've seen them do that, and I've got trust in ArenaNet as an MMO studio. So that's it for me, guys. Again, I just wanted to give you guys a quick shout out. Those of you that play Guild Wars 2, enjoy your time this anniversary. Don't forget to claim your free stuff on the Gem Store. And to ArenaNet and Guild Wars 2, happy 6th birthday. Now, for those of you that don't play Guild Wars 2 and want to check it out, you can, in fact, play the game for free right now without having to buy anything. You can play up to level 80 for free, and then if you want to do the expansions, you can buy them a la carte. So if you want to get started, you can click the referral links to play for free in the description box below. Those referral links are provided by ArenaNet and will directly help me as a content creator, and I do appreciate it if you check it out. So that wraps up this video. Hit the like button for more Guild Wars 2 and MMOs, and feel free to subscribe to my channel for more MMO content. Once again, I'm Adrian, and I thank you for watching. Hey folks, welcome to the end screen. Thank you very much for watching that video. If you want to watch more, you can click on the cards at the bottom here, and feel free to subscribe to the channel with the button down there, which will give you notifications on all my latest uploads. Later, Gator.